Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. We're going to start on our back today. And make sure you have some space, some clearance around you. So you may need to adjust a little bit. But first we'll start on our back and just bringing those knees up into your chest and taking some deep breaths here, feeling the length of our spine. As you're pulling your thighs in towards your chest, actively reach your tailbone down toward the floor. Feeling that nice long stretch through the low back, the fold in the front of the hips. Maybe a gentle rock side to side, little gentle massage to that low back. And then we'll do our stirring, having your hands on top of your knees and then circling a few times in each direction, massaging that sacrum on the floor. Nice and easy through the legs. Let the hands do the guiding. And then reverse direction, same thing. A few times the opposite direction, that's it. Good. Nice. And then I thought today we would practice our big arm circles again, lying on our side. So I'm going to face you this direction, roll over onto one side in a little fetal position. And I've got my knees stacked, my hips stacked, and then my shoulders stacked. Just let your head rest on the floor. And then we're placing both hands together on the floor. From here, we're going to think about this top arm reaching beyond the bottom arm, and then tracing a circle. And again, just moving within a range that's comfortable for you, but allowing your head to just roll on the floor as you reach and describe the biggest circle you can here with your fingers. Come up and over the top of the leg. Let your head roll back down, and we'll do that again. This is a really nice exercise to open up, to free up the shoulder girdle. As you're moving around, let your head be heavy. Up and over the top. Let's just do it one more time in this direction. Again, reaching through the fingertips, exploring the space, reaching up overhead, and then coming back up and over. Now let's reverse direction. So from here, we're going to rotate palm up, tracing over the legs, reaching behind yourself, find the floor again, opening up through the chest and shoulders. Allow the head to just roll as you circle and return. And do that 2 more times. Circling, reaching, opening through the chest and shoulders, spilling open, lengthen up and over the top, and coming down. That's it. One more time. Opening and reaching. Good. And then coming back to close. Good. Roll onto your back. And before we do the other side, just take a moment to feel how your 2 shoulder blades feel after doing that exercise. Maybe you feel very different one side to the other, maybe a little bit more open, maybe your shoulders falling a little bit more open toward the floor. Notice what you notice here. And then let's do the same thing on the other side. I'm just going to roll and put my back to you, so don't be offended. We're going to just find our position on the other side. Hips stacked, knees stacked, shoulders stacked, head on the floor. And then taking that top arm, hands together, reach far forward. And then overhead, so circling and reaching and opening through the chest. That's it. And coming up and over the top to come back over. Do that 2 more times. Big reach. And letting your head be a heavy bowling ball. Just let that arm circle and reach up and over the top. 1 more time this way. Continue to breathe fully as you open and stretch. Exhale as you come back together. Let's reverse. Opening, palm up to the ceiling. Up and over the legs, finding the floor again. That's it. Heavy head rolls on the floor. 2 more times. Reaching open. That's it. Big expanse. Exhale. Coming together 1 more time. Big circle reach. That's it. And coming back together. Good. And then once again, roll back onto your back. And again, assess. See if you feel a little bit more even, a little bit more open through the chest evenly. Maybe you have a better capacity for a fuller inhale and exhale. Good. So then bring your feet, if they're not there already, into your parallel alignment. Feet on the floor, hip, knees align there in your easy resting position with your pelvis. We're going to do a few of our articulated bridges here. So start with a full inhale and then exhale, hollowing those abdominals, imprinting your low back into the floor on your way to continue to peel up, standing into those feet, engaging the backs of the legs, lifting the pelvis, finding that nice long line from your knees through your hips to your shoulders. Take a full inhale here, and then again exhaling, hollowing and rolling back down, one vertebra at a time. See if you can eliminate any zigzags as you roll back down all the way into that easy resting position. Let's do that again. Inhale, exhale, scoop those abdominals, peeling up, reaching the knees up and over the feet. Feel that bend of the knees and that forward energy of the knees up and over the feet. Inhale again. And exhale, curling through, rolling down, softening the throat, softening the chest. Abs are there to help you. And roll down. Now then, we're going to do a little differently. Take the arms reaching up to the ceiling, palms facing each other, and just reach. As you're there, maybe open the shoulder blades wider apart. Sometimes I waddle them open a little bit. And then feel that space, nice and wide, across the upper back. And now we'll do the same bridge in this position. Inhale and exhale again, scooping the abdominals, peeling up, reaching the hips up just like the fingers are reaching up. Take a breath in there, feeling that connection to the upper back there. Exhale, retreat, rolling away from your fingertips. Maybe feeling a little bit more awareness of the space between the shoulder blades, nice and wide. Let's try that one more time. Inhale and exhale. Scoop and reach up. Now keep the pelvis there, and we're going to take the arms into a big circle. Again, within a range that's comfortable for you. Reach the arms up overhead and then circling the arms around and up. Keep the hips lifting. Reaching up and exhale, circling down, around and up. One more time. Inhale up and overhead. Exhale, circle. Good. And let's reverse for 3. Keep those hips elevated. Reaching down with the arms, snow angeling out, around and up. 2 more. Down, out, around and up. Keeping your abdominal seatbelt strong. And again, down, out, around, and up. Find that reach to the sky again. And then roll your spine back down. Exhale. Woo! Feeling those hamstrings there. Pull your knees into your chest one more time. And give yourself a little stretch. Very good. While we're there, extend those legs as long as you can. And then grab a hold at either backs of the thighs or up at the calves. Just give yourself a little more stretch through those hamstrings. Good. That's it. And then again, fold into that little ball. Good. Extend your left leg long onto the floor. Keep your right knee pulled into your chest. And we'll just work that fold in the hip socket there. And now taking your left hand to the outside of that right knee, open your right arm out to the side. We'll take another spiral twist of the spine. So I'm bringing my right knee across my body, across to the left. Keep your eyes looking over to the right as you're in a deeper twist of the spine here. Take a few breaths here. Again, opening up through the chest and shoulders, sending your exhales down into the low back, the outer hip, wherever those stretches are needed. Good. And then gather your abdominals, bring yourself back to the center. Good. And then let's reach that right leg up and do a little bit of our footwork here. So flexing and pulling the toes back, waking up the calf stretch, and then pointing through the foot. And let's do that again, flexing, pulling the toes back, really reach through that heel. And point. Do a few ankle circles here, getting all the snap, crackles, and pops out. 1, 2, 3, and then other direction. 1, 2, 3. Good. One more long stretch of the hamstrings there. Good. And then let's lengthen that leg all the way back down to the floor. And try the other side. Fold your left knee into your chest. Folding that femur bone in the hip socket. And then again, we'll go in for that little spiral twist. So I'm taking my right hand to the outside of that left knee, open my left arm out to the side, and then bringing the left knee across to the right. Head turns opposite from that knee. Breathe into those places you're feeling. Low back, outer hip, open through the chest. Maybe feeling a little bit more range after doing all those arm circles, yeah? Good. Abs gather back to center, bringing your pelvis back to the floor. Let's lengthen that left leg up. Waking up the back side of the leg again. Let's flex, pulling the toes back. Energy through the heel. And then point. Maybe getting a little bit more range there. Try that again. Bend and flex. And then point. Good. Taking a moment or two to breathe and stretch out those hamstrings a little bit more. And then let's lengthen the leg all the way back down to the floor. Good. Feel nice and long and open through the fronts of the hips here. We're going to move into our roll up. So again, you can either keep the legs long like this, or if you need a little extra help, you can bend your knees back into your parallel position here. Okay? So those are your options. Let's take the arms reaching again up to the ceiling as we did before, and then farther overhead without changing your spine. Keep that connection with your abdominals. Here we go. Inhale, the arms come up. Exhale, scooping those abs deeply. Nod your chin to chest. Scoop and peel up. If you need to, use your hands behind your legs to help support you. Bring yourself up and folding up and over into that boomerang shape reach. Really pulling the abdominals way far back as you reach the fingers away. And then exhale, scoop those abs in. Paint your spine back down onto the mat, one vertebra at a time. Shoulders soft. Rolling back down and through. And then unfurling back to where you started again. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, moving as smoothly, as slowly, as sequentially as you can. Peeling yourself up, hollow and reach, wide upper back, easy neck. Exhale, retreating, rolling back down. Easy thighs. Melt, 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 back down again. And let's try that again. Inhale, the arms up. And exhale. Water wheel with those abdominals, working to bring you up. That's it. And then reach and stretch. And exhale, melting back down. Again, if you need, using your hands behind the thighs. Trying not to veer side to side, but right down your center line. And one last time. Inhale, the arms up. And exhale. Scooping up. That's it. This time as we arrive to the top, waddle those sit bones wider apart, and then take that forward fold over the legs, stretching out even deeper. Take some deep breaths here into the hamstrings, into the low back. Great. Nice. From here, roll up to a sitting position, nice and tall. And we're going to do some variations that are a little different today. In fact, I'm going to face you and sit so that you can see me this direction, okay? So this is a take on our favorite dessert exercise done on the trapeze that we call the push through, okay? So with your legs about shoulder distance apart, let's actually flex the feet. So pull the toes back. And we usually do this holding on to a trapeze bar, but right now we're just gonna have our arms out in front. Okay, so to start, we're going to scoop our abdominals and roll backwards. So I'm curling back away from my feet, and then I'm going to dive forward over my legs. So similar to how we were stretching before, reaching up and over our legs. Then scoop and contract and roll back again, bringing those shoulders down. Then we're going to lift the arms, and I'm going to lengthen my spine like a long energy up to my head and my tail, and reach up, looking down through my arms, opening the chest. Okay, let's try that again. Contract and roll down, lowering the hands, and then fold forward. Reach toward your toes, lengthen your spine, stretching the hamstrings in the low back. And then scoop and contract and roll back again. I'm going to turn it the other direction so you can see what my spine is doing here. Lift the arms and then open the chest, hinge forward. So I'm making one long line and opening my chest through my arms. And let's try that again. Coming back to center one more time. Exhale, hollow and contract, rounding, scooping through the low belly, reaching away from your heels. And then zoom forward, zoom, up and over those legs. Lengthen over, stretch out the hamstrings, stretch out the low back. Scoop those abdominals, roll back up. And then you're going to lift your arms and send energy up and out through the head and the tail. Reach your chest through your arms. That's it. Good. And return to center. Good. Great. So again, I'm adding some little variations today. Come up toward the front of your mat, and we're going to do our rolling like a ball exercise, but then I'm going to take you into a little bit of our roll over as we get rolling here. So make sure you have space behind you and a nice cushy mat. Start by tucking into a little ball position, holding onto those ankles and letting the feet come up off the floor. Find your balance place. Again, check to make sure you're not gripping with your neck and shoulders. Keep them nice and soft away from those ears. Start with a few of our easy rolls. So we're going to scoop the abs in. Inhale, rock back. Exhale, come back up and find that balance. That's it. Round things, roll. Good. Let's try that again. Inhale, rock. Look towards your belly button. Bring yourself back up. That's it. And scoop. One more time. Rocking back and up. So you have options now. You can either continue to work on that, or as you roll back, we're going to find our hands to the floor and lengthen the legs overhead. Watch me once. So we're going to scoop and rock back and then reach the legs and then bend and try to come back up. So we're just going into that place where we're balancing on the upper back, keeping the neck nice and easy, and see if you can extend and hover for a moment with the legs long. Let's try that again. Scoop the abs, we rock back, lengthen and reach, hands to the floor, good, and then bend your knees, notch into chest, bring yourself up and find your balance, good. Try that again, scoop, contract, reach, lengthen, feel that stretch in your spine, bend the knees, tight little ball, roll back up, lots of core work to get back up. One more time, everybody, and scoop, reach, lengthen those feet, and bend, rock, and roll. Good job. I hope that put a smile on your face at least. Go ahead and extend back a little bit. Stretch those legs open again. And we're going to do our variation on the saw again today. So taking the hands behind the head. If that doesn't feel good to you, you can just rest your fingers on your shoulders as well. Elbows to the side. Start with just rotation. Inhale, tall. Let's exhale and wring out our spine and rotate. Try not to move your legs or your pelvis, just moving from the waistline up. Come back to center, inhale. Other side, exhale. Twist and wring it out. And inhale, return. And again, spiral rotation, feeling the wingspan wide from elbow to elbow. Bring it back to center. And again, rotate. Good. And coming back to center. We might play with our breath a little bit. Now try. Inhale, twist. I'm twisting toward the right. I'm going to fold. Exhale, left elbow toward my left knee. Folding down. So same side. Reach back up using your waistline, those obliques, and unwind. And now we'll try the other side. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, right elbow toward right knee, folding down, keeping energy through that left sit bone. Inhale, bring yourself up, and exhale, unwind. Shoulders away from those ears. Let them just be melty. Again, rotate. Inhale, tall. And exhale, folding. Left elbow to the left knee. Inhale, use your abdominals to bring yourself back up. And unwind. And other side, rotate. And fold, exhale. Good, inhale, bring yourself back up. And exhale. Open your arms wide to the sides. Give yourself a big hug, lacing one arm on top of the other. Reach and grab a hold of your shoulders if you can, or the shoulder, outer edges of the shoulders. Nod your chin to chest and just fold forward. Stretch, pull those shoulder blades wide apart, just rounding forward. And then roll up through your spine. And we're going to extend the arms, palms up to the ceiling. If you can, lift your heart, arch, and look at the sky. And now wrap the other arm on top. And do that for the same thing for the other side. So folding forward, feeling that stretch, that pull wide across the upper back. Easy neck. Roll yourself back up. And then reach palms up, open, serve it up to the sky, lift your heart. Oh, feels good. Let's try it one more time each way. Give yourself a big hug. And fold, lift the abdominals here. And curve forward. And stack from the base of the spine coming up. And open the arms, heart lifts, back of the neck long. You could sing here. One more time, other arm on top. And rounding, abs lift, curving up and over. Getting that spine to be supple and fluid. Open those arms, last, heart lift. And come back and rest. Good, let's go over onto our bellies now. So flip yourself over. And let's make a little pillow for our foreheads. We're just resting. Head on hands and feeling that length through the front of the hips again and the connection with those abdominals. Let's take our alternating leg lifts from here. So reaching energy like laser light through the leg and lifting one leg, feeling the action, the muscle work in the hamstrings and up through the glutes and into the opposite side of the back, and then slowly lowering back down. Other side, lengthen and lift, keeping the leg as straight as you can so you're feeling that reach through the knee and length through the toes and lowering back down. Continue alternating. Still maintain that sense of support through your abdominals so you're not pooching your belly into the floor. Feel that support, zipping up and lower. And again, check in with your shoulders. See if you can keep that all easy and relaxed as you lengthen and lift. And then floating it back down. Okay, we're going to advance that a little bit or build onto it. So I'm going to lengthen one leg and lift it up off the floor. Keep the thigh off the floor and see if you can bend the knee and flex the foot. So I'm in a little right angle here. From here, you're going to push the sky away with your heel. Lift the leg up and lower it just a fraction down. And push, lift, and lower it down. My action, my goal here is to engage the hamstrings and to stretch the front of the hip. And down. Two more. Press up and down. One more time. Abs still strong. Push and down. Lengthen that leg. Extend through the foot, through the toes, and lower that leg back down. Other side. Very good. Float that other leg up off the floor. Shoulders easy. Bend the knee. Flex the foot parallel. And then through the heel, push. Lift the thigh. And lower it down. Nice and smooth and slow. Push, lift, abs connect, and down. And push, lift, lower down, and push, and lower down a few more times. Press, lift, feeling the backs of the legs strong. And last time, push, lift, and lower down. Lengthen that leg point, and release. Wag your tail side to side, relax your low back. Very good. All right, We're going to do our little flight exercise from here. So you're going to take your hands and reach them down by your side. My head is just floating up off the floor, so you don't have to be in a face plant. But keep that, again, support happening through the middle, through your belly. We're going to just take a small extension. So I'm lifting my eyes, keeping the back of the neck long. And then you're going to reach your fingers toward your feet. So I'm sliding my shoulders down, feeling that strength in my armpit. Back of the neck is long here. Good. Test the range here. See if you can open your arms out to the side in a T shape while you stay floating up. And then press your hands back toward your hips. See if you can come up a little bit higher. And then roll yourself back down. And let's do that a few more times. Energy out through the top of the head. Eyes just tracing a little bit further forward on your mat. And then reaching those fingertips toward your feet. Feeling long space from ear to shoulder. Abs still zipped. Open your wings out to the side. Exhale, press. Get a little bit higher. And then lower yourself back down once again. And lengthen. Cervical spine gets a little extension. Thoracic spine. Looking forward. Lift your hands. Reach your fingers toward your feet. Open your wingspan out to the side. And exhale, press. Lift a little higher. And relax back down to the floor. Bring your hands toward your shoulders and push back up into all fours position. So finding that nice coffee table position. Let's dome the spine, lift and cat back. And then reaching back out to that long spine. From here, slide the shoulders away, open the chest. Curious baby, looking forward. Bring it back to all fours. One more time, hollowing and lifting and rounding. While you're here, perhaps shift your weight from your hands to your knees, rocking back and forth in that cat position. Feeling different areas of stretch as you do so. Still really lifting and hollowing through the middle. Now then, all fours again, nice and even. Lengthen back out to that long spine. Slide the shoulders away from the ears. Reach your heart forward, opening the chest. Good. Let's come back to all fours. We're going to do our little thread the needle stretch. So taking one arm, reaching it up, opening the chest again. And then fingertips dive through that space you've created between knee and hand. And thread the needle, rolling onto the side of the shoulder if that feels comfortable for you. Take some deep breaths here, feeling stretch across the shoulders. Good. And then press into the hand that's on the floor. Bring yourself back to all fours, and we'll do the same thing other side. Inhale, open the chest, spiral reach. And then thread the needle. Bringing your head lower toward the floor, that's it. And breathing here. Perhaps feeling some deeper stretch in the side of the scapula there. Good. And then again, bring ourselves back to all fours. Good. Walk yourself up to a kneeling position here. And I know you can't see my head, but we're going to go into some stretches for the hip flexors today. So we're going to help one foot to come out in front. And if you need extra padding for that knee, you can double up on your mat if you need. We're going to come into this kneeling position here, and then maybe walk the foot out a little bit further forward, and then gently bring your hands toward the floor and help your pelvis forward. So you're just going to yearn your hips forward toward that front foot. And try to open up your chest and shoulders here rather than being all hunched back up and over this leg. Really lengthen your spine. If you can, really strive for this perpendicular angle, knee directly over your heel. And again, breathing here, feeling open, stretch through the front of that back leg. If you'd like a little different stretch sensation, take this front leg and rotate it turned out. So I'm opening my not only my foot, but my whole thigh. And then perhaps bring yourself a little bit further, closer toward the floor. Again, opening up deep inner thigh stretch as well as that hip flexor stretch to the back leg. With each exhale you take, feeling deeper stretch. Good. And then help yourself back up. Bring that leg back to parallel. We're going to shift our hips back, trying to extend this front leg straight. And then if you can, flex that foot. So I'm lifting my toes and then reaching my chest forward toward that shin. So we're feeling a deeper calf stretch at the same time here. And again, a few nice deep breaths there. Getting deeper and deeper. Good. And when you've had enough of that, help yourself back up, and we'll do all of that on the other side. So again, bringing one leg forward into that front kneeling position. Hips more or less pointing straight ahead. Wriggle that foot a little bit further out if you need to, and then reach toward the floor. Press the pelvis forward, long through the spine, open through the chest. And again, always adjusting if you need to get deeper stretch. Good. And again, you can either stay and work on this or take this front leg and rotate it, turning it out. And then perhaps getting a little lower, a little deeper into that stretch, opening up through the inner thigh and through the front of the hip flexors for the back leg. Great, let's bring it back to parallel, and then press your pelvis back, extend the front leg straight. Again, you can adjust it, bring it back towards you if you need to. Pull the toes up, flex that foot, and then long spine, reach your chest forward toward that shin, waking up the calf, breathing there. Good, and again, help yourself out of that. Bring your leg back in. And we'll come to a side position. We'll do some more of our side bending today. So bring your body into either your mermaid position with your legs swooped this way. If this doesn't feel right for your knees, you can open up into more of that open fourth position or Z formation with your legs. Okay, so either way. And then really sitting on one hip nice and tall. Let's reach this opposite arm up long. I'm holding onto my mermaid tail with the other hand. Inhale, reaching long. And then taking that length up and over toward that mermaid tail, toward your feet, up and over. And just spend a moment or two feeling as you are in this side bend that you can still inhale and expand the ribs, and exhale, maybe curve a little deeper. And again, inhale. Really fill those lungs, and then exhale, getting deeper. Now if you can, now drape this hand so your hand comes over by your ear, creating this little box over your arm, and then lift the rib cage. So I'm lifting up and then diagonally folding up and over, tucking myself into my seashell on the beach. And again, in this position, see if you can expand through the back space as you fully inhale and exhale, maybe melting a little deeper into that fold. One more time, inhale fully and exhale. Good, now come back up and over to that side bend position, and then unfurl this top arm so if you can reach a little farther, a little deeper. Good job. And then bring yourself back up. Pause a second, and again, notice, ooh, I have a lot more feeling of mobility or volume through one side of my ribs than I do the other. Hopefully that is also the case for you. Bring this hand down to the floor. Take your other arm up. We're going to now lift that side that got all that stretch and go over onto your elbow. So just lower your elbow to the floor and feel that side bend there. Good. And then we're going to inhale, reach this top arm up to the ceiling. And as we did earlier, thread the needle again. So fingertips dive through, lift your abdominals, spiral that rib cage, and peekaboo with your eyes underneath your arm. Spiraling the ribs, getting all sorts of good internal organ massage today. Bring yourself back into that rainbow position. Good. And then if you can, take this top arm and press the ceiling away, reaching the arm behind you, look up at the ceiling, opening the shoulders and chest. So great. Bring yourself back up and over into that rainbow position. Good. And then inhale. Exhale, bring yourself back up. Swizzle those legs around. We'll do the whole thing other side. All right, so again, finding your position of choice, either legs tightly pulled in, knees together, or in that Z position. Hold on to that outer ankle, and then reaching the other arm up by your ear if you can. Inhale, reach for the ceiling, and then up and over towards your mermaid tail, up and over. Feeling that reach. And again, we'll pause and take a few deep breaths here. Inhale, really open, expand through the side body. And exhale, folding deeper. And again, inhale, inflate. And exhale, deflate. Drape that arm over, hand to your ear if you can. And then we're going to lift the rib cage, spiral and rotate and tuck yourself into your seashell. While you're here, again, feel the back space. Relax those shoulders. Inhale, expand through the back. And exhale, deepen that fold. And again, inhale. And exhale. Good. Lift and bring yourself back into that sideways position. And then unfurl that top arm, reach farther, farther, farther. Good. And bring yourself back up. Whew. Again, a little bit more alive through the rib cage. Bring this hand to the floor. Other arm comes up. Reach up and again, lift this bottom rib cage up and over, rainbow curve, lowering down to your elbow here. Good. Inhale, reach the arm up. And fingertips dive through, lift the rib cage, spiral, wring it out. Stay for a breath or two. Good, and then unfurl, come back up to that rib cage lift into that rainbow, and then press the ceiling away, look back, look at the ceiling, reach and open the chest. Good. And then come back into that sideways bend. Good, everyone. Inhale the arm up, exhale, use those waistline muscles to bring yourself back up. Great. Bring the legs back around in front of yourself into an easy diamond position, feet farther away from your pelvis, and sitting nice and tall. And we'll do a little spine dancing here too. So nodding chin to chest and rolling forward. Just let your arms drip forward toward the feet, stretching head toward the floor. Relax to the low back, relax through the hips. And then rolling up, feel the abdominals, stack your spine back up, let the shoulders be heavy. And come up, gently pressing against the legs here. Lift your heart again, open the chest and look up. And let's do that one more time. Diving, rolling down head to tail, curling forward, stretch it out. And stacking up, rolling up from the base of the spine. Good, and just pressing the shoulders away from those ears as you lift the heart and look up. Great, and then bringing yourself back in. Let's do another twist stretch, crossing one leg over the other. As best you can, trying to feel both sit bones still attached to the floor so you're not leaning over to one side. But doing the best you can there. If you need to, you can always extend the bottom leg straight if that's too much on your knees. Okay. As you're here, we're pulling that knee toward the opposite shoulder and feeling that lift through the spine. Let's spiral away from that knee, or I guess the same direction as that leg actually. And then place that hand on the floor And take a few deep breaths here. Again, maybe your spiral feels a little deeper today after all of those previous exercises. A little bit more range through the ribs, perhaps. Good. And then bring yourself back to center, and then with the same arm as leg on the inside, I'm pushing away against that thigh, and I'm twisting the other direction. Good, and then come back to center. We'll do a few bonus stretches here. If you can, stack those knees one on top of the other. Again, try to settle down with those hips. Gently, again, reaching long through the top of the head and out through the tail. Hinge forward until you feel places of stretch there. And then again, bring yourself back up. We'll do one more inner thigh stretch. So whichever leg was on top, I'm going to open it out to the side. And this leg is just gently folded in, okay? So my leg is long, whatever angle is appropriate for your range here. Make sure that the knee is on top. And we're just going to walk our hands forward, trying not to let this leg roll in. So keep that knee on top as best you can as you hinge forward. The goal being to feel some more of that inner thigh stretch. So you can take some breaths here. If you want to deepen the calf stretch as well, flex the foot. And then again, see if you can go a little deeper there. Nice, everybody. Go ahead and help yourself back up. And let's do the whole thing other side. So the other leg goes across. Try to find, again, both sit bones on the floor. Again, if that bottom leg needs to extend out, that's okay too. So we're pulling it in, bringing that opposite knee toward the opposite shoulder, and then spiral rotate. And stay and breathe. Again, with each inhale, feeling the expanse. And as you exhale, feeling the ribs gently hug, gently close, maybe getting a little bit more twist. Good. Come back to center, and then same arm as leg, press against that leg on the inside and twist the opposite direction. Good. Come back to center. Once again, we'll give this one a go. If you can, stack those knees on top of each other as best you can. Everybody's hips are differently designed, so it's all personal. And then hinge forward, feeling some areas of stretch deep in the hips. Good, and then bring yourself back up. Take that top leg, wake it up again, open it out to the side, and come into our little half lunge here. So one leg is long, make sure that knee is directly on top, and then again, just helping yourself forward, feeling the inner thigh stretch there. Energy long through the tail and out through the head. Again, if you'd like, flex that foot, feel some deeper stretch into the calf as well. Good, and again, help yourself back up. Great. Come back onto a hands and knees position. And once again, we'll take our little calf stretch, placing one ball of the foot on the floor behind yourself, and then pressing, squishing that heel down toward the floor. Long energy out through the knee so the leg is straight. I'm just activating that stretch for the calf. Good for the soles of the feet as well, that plantar surface. Let's bring it back and try the other side. Ball of the foot on the floor, and then press the weight back. Reach that heel down toward the floor. Good. And then we're going to see if we can bring both feet back. So abs nice and strong. If this is too much, just reach your arms forward and bring the hips into a little half plank or a female push-up position. If you want to challenge yourself, reach one foot back and the other foot back and just float in this plank position, finding your core strength all wrapped around you and hovering in that reach. Think about reaching your heels again toward the floor, inner thighs reaching together, hamstring strong. And then wherever you are, press yourself back, bring the feet a little closer in perhaps, and bring yourself into that downward dog position. So folding over, reaching your heels into the floor as best you can. Try a few bends of the knees, bend the knees, and then lengthen. Abs lifting as well. Do that again. Bend the knees and lengthen. Soften the knees again and walk your hands back toward your feet so that you're just folding over bent legs, letting your upper torso drape and dangle from your waistline over those legs. Let your head be heavy. Just release. And then ever so slowly scoop the abdominals and slowly roll up. Feel the support from your middle and slowly bring yourself back up to a standing position. Head will be last. Feel the weight of your arms. Just wiggle your knees a little bit, relax your glutes, and stand strong on those bones. Inhale fully, reach the arms up, looking upward. And exhale, bringing the arms back down. One more time. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale. And I thank you so much.